the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Is here at John Boy Media. We were having some tech difficulties. We're coming live from the Roosevelt Studio, RSV LTS. And for all the tourists, all the morning crew, morning's still out there. If you missed it today, it's on its own YouTube channel. Go subscribe over there. We're waking Jakin right now. This is my sports kind of dream that I've been thinking about for a while. I wanted 15, 20 minutes every morning, catch you up on the sports, and holy smokes, we jumped into a storm this morning with the Marlins breakout. Insane. No idea what they're going to do. The Marlins game got canceled tonight. If you haven't heard, 14 people got it. They've canceled that, and all eyes are on the baseball world to see what they're going to do. So a little scary. We'll see if we circle around on that. For now, let's get into the sports weekend that happened, because it could be the only sports weekend of the year if we're living in fear of that skunk, man. And we start out with the game of the night. The game of the night for me, producer BBD in the corner. Give him some love in the chat, people. Game of the night, Jays versus Rays, I went with BBD. And I think this is funny because this is the battle for third place in the AL East this year. Or potentially second place. A little Yankees bias there. But after the Red Sox get beat by the Orioles, these baby Jays want to fight. Everyone's been talking to them. They've got a chance to take the series in Tampa. Snell on the mound versus Hatch. OK State kid for Toronto. We're scoreless up until the sixth inning. Teoscar, the garbage man, Teoscar Hernandez, he hits an RBI double to center. Danny Jansen, he gets an RBI single. And Bo Bichette, Flo Bichette, remember when that was fun? Blue Jays go up 4-0 in the sixth. In the bottom of the sixth, G-Man Choi, you're going to hear about him a little later. He hits a solo shot. My guy, Sugo, he gets a pinch hit, RBI ground out later. It's 4-2 into the ninth. Here comes Ken Giles out of the pen for the Jays, and oh no. Kenny Giles starts running into some trouble. Back-to-back walks. He gets yanked. He walks in a run. G-Man Choi, and then a Brandon Lowe RBI single. Buenos Cantos, we're going to extras. That's right, the new extra inning rules. The Jays do their game. The runner steals third. They get the sacrifice fly. They get their one run. A walk. My guy, Shun Yamaguchi. His first Major League appearance, a four-time NPBL All-Star, his first time getting in Major League Baseball in this environment. A runner on second, a walk, and an RBI triple to Kiermaier. That's your ball game. The Rays win 6-5 in extra, and they take the series 2-1. So that's, hey, early AL East. We'll see what matters, but man, the Rays get the dub. A brutal spot for my guy, Shun Yamaguchi. And tough for the baby Jays. So from here, we'll go to the baseball. Again, the story of the day is currently the Florida Fish with their season on hold. We'll see what happens. Again, their game is canceled tonight. But let's go around the league, and we'll start with them, BBD. It's the first on our sheet here. The Marlins won yesterday 11-6. They took the series from the Phillies. They had a nice little series. Some of their young players played really good. Corey Dickerson had a home run yesterday. Bryce Harper got his first. I was going to say good for the Marlins, winning 2 out of 3. Man, the sports world has eyes on them, and you just hope everyone's okay there. The Yankees and the Nationals. The Yankees have a late comeback led by Gleyber Torres. Luke Voit with a solo shot to tie it. Yanks win 3-2. They take the series 2-1 in the nation's capital. Tigers, they win 3-2 versus the Reds. Crone with a 2-run homer in the ninth. Man, this is kind of bad look for the Reds, man. This is a team that everybody likes, and everyone said, hey, they probably have the best talent, but let's see them actually win. And you come out and you lose the first series to the Tigers, who were worse than the Orioles last year. Speaking of the Orioles, maybe I need to take a step back on those guys. They win 7-4 yesterday in the Bean. Boston, just without pitching so far. Rio Ruiz and Anthony Santander homer in that game. Orioles take the series 2-1. Not a lot of fun in the Commonwealth this year, it seems. The Royals, they lose 2-9 to the Indians. The Indians take 2 out of 3. The Indians pitching staff shoved Carlos Carrasco. First game back after his leukemia scare, so good for him. Shane Bieber had a crazy performance this weekend. We'll be talking about that on Talking Baseball a little bit. The Twins, they put up a 14-burger yesterday against the White Sox, 14-2. Nelson Cruz, he just continues to do it. Your current home run leader from this decade, the home run leader from last decade, he's got 3 on the board. Go check out the Roosevelt's home run board we'll have going around this year. Jake Cave hit a grand slam, a gray-haired king for the Twins. Twins take 2 games out of 3 there. The Pirates, they get their first win of the season. Derek Shelton, the new manager, his first win while getting in an argument. Derek Holland got tossed from the stands yesterday. That was some fun stuff. Brewers, Cubs, Cubbies win 9-1. Tyler Chatwood with a nice start. Wilson Contreras goes Yabo. The Cubbies take that series 2-1. That Cubbies lineup, man, they put up a couple big games, and when they're right, they are right. Speaking of a lineup, my Rocks, BBD, they take 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. They put up a 5-spot. Trevor Story with a couple homers. Man, Trevor Story might be the most underappreciated player in baseball. Some of the things he's done from the shortstop position are just flat out silly, and my Rocks get an early series win. Speaking of concerning, underappreciated, we go to the Angels and the A's. Shohei on the bump. It's going to be Shohei Sundays for the Angels this year. Every Sunday he's getting the pill to keep his arm fresh. Doesn't record an out. 0.0 innings. He's walking dudes. He's giving up hits. I know we were talking about him as a sleeper MVP candidate. Tough start for Shohei. Brutal, and hey, I don't want my Angels fans getting mad at me. Your guy Dylan Bundy had a great start. James Paxton had a funky start the other day for the Yankees, and it's kind of funny. You know, those things normally happen in spring training, and this year we're seeing a little bit of it live. But the A's win 6-4 yesterday. Angels fought back a little bit. D-backs, Padres. D-backs rally back late to be the last team in baseball to get a win on the scoreboard. Ketel Marte, my guy, he gets the go-ahead sac fly. Good for the D-backs, otherwise they'd be the butt end of a lot of jokes today. So we'll see that. Braves destroyed the Mets last night. They take the final 2 games in Queens after DeGrom does his thing. Edwin Diaz show on Saturday. That was brutal for Mets fans. And then, yeah, the Braves just got nasty on them last night. My guy Dansby Swanson, 5 RBIs. And the Giants and the Dodgers. Giants take the final 2 games. It looked like it was just going to be a laugh fest as the Dodgers roll in this season. They split 2. And I think the kind of early story is that every team in baseball got a win. And I think it does sound corny sports radio-y, but I think it does tie to this shortened season, and all these teams were like, hey, can't drop the first series, bro. Can't get swept. I don't know, BBD, any early takeaways from the baseball weekend besides the current Marlins drama going on right now?
Marlins stuff is scary.
Scary. Very scary.
You know, hate to say it, but like Mets don't look good.
Yeah. It's so tough, man, and that's what this week is, I guess, for all the sports fans joining us. This week is going to be brutal for the hot takes because, hey, if Edwin Diaz doesn't throw that fastball to Ozuna and maybe bounces a slider, the Mets could have won 2 out of 3. So I was falling in love with the White Sox after Keuchel threw a great game, and it's like, you know what, Keuchel's really good. I like the White Sox. And then the Twins come back the next day and rake them.
Shit on a bit.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to go on and actually look for some Dodgers takes today because, man, the Dodgers split 2 with the Giants. So, yeah, this early baseball season, everyone knock on wood and hope for the best. If you're a religious person, maybe send something to the Marlins because let's hope that gets better because that's tough. BBD, I think we want to go to the basketball next.
Sounds right.
And, well, start off in Knicks world and go check out Talking Knicks. We have so many new episodes out across the networks today. If you're looking for content, talking sports, talking Yanks, talking baseball, talking Giants, talking Knicks, Pinstripe Strong, Jumbo Jake TV. And again, go check out Morning on the new YouTube channel. Man, in the basketball, we had the Lou Will story, which was a lot of fun and maybe not as fun anymore with the Marlins news and stuff. Like, that's when you start realizing. But Lou Will leaves the bubble for a personal matter. We think there was a death in the family. I don't know if we've gotten confirmation on that. That's what he said. And then he was seen dining at a strip club with some white rapper. Do you know the guy's name?
I remember seeing it and knowing who it was, but off the top of my head right now, don't remember.
We were laughing on Talking Sports because Keith knew, and me and Bobby, he just had no idea, no idea. So Lou Will, he gets 10 days quarantine from the bubble. Our guy Porzingis, by the way, missed his test, so he missed a day. For the Clippers, what it actually means is they're low on bodies right now, so we'll see when the NBA season's coming up Thursday. We'll see Jack Harlow. Thank you, Blake Paxton, in the chat. Thanks, everyone in the chat. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Wake and Jake. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Jack Harlow guy, but I'm coming around on him, I guess. Man, game start Thursday. Lakers, Clippers, so that's pretty nuts. The other news from the basketball world was Tibbs. He's going to the New York Knicks, 5-year contract. That only means so much in Knicks land, at least for the past few head coaches. We talked about it on Talking Knicks. If you want a deep dive, go check it out. And maybe this is us being foolish Knicks fans. I don't know. But we kind of came around on Tibbs, or at least I came around on Tibbs a lot. The guy's got a lot of experience. His stint in Minnesota isn't as bad as you remember it. We looked at the stats on that. In the last 15 years, he's the only coach that's taken the T-Wolves to the playoffs. So that's kind of crazy to think about. He's got a history with all those Bull teams, tough-nosed head coach. We like it. BBD, any Tibbs quick hitters? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, the main problem in Minnesota was he was also trying to be GM.
Yeah.
I think most people agreed that if he just committed to being just the coach, it probably would have worked out a lot better.
Yeah, and that's and that's the whole thing with the Knicks, because we've gone through some coaches now. Hornacek had a really nice year with the Suns, so let's see how the players go. It's a Knicks life for us. We're not excited. Get more excited for the bubble, and with this Marlins news, you're starting to think and see why the bubble might have been the play. So we'll see how that goes. In other sports news, there was the WNBA walk-off. That was a pretty powerful message coming from their bubble. The walk-off during the anthem, I mean, it's a new world. Wake up, people. And they were playing some good ball there. Ionescu makes her debut. One of the few non-Husky players I'll mention. By the way, check out that Seattle team. A lot of UConn girls on there. I think the big thing from this weekend that was like Saturday, sports are happening. We are back. There's a full slate of baseball, and then Shefty drops the Jamal Adams trade, which is crazy. And, diving into a trade, you can only go so far with your takes, but Seahawks get a really good player. Jamal Adams gets out of New York. That's what he wanted. Was he being a little bit of a baby? Yeah, sure. But that's because he wanted to be traded. So he gets his trade. Seattle gets a stud player. They're a team that's traded a lot of first-round picks in the past, so that's something they're comfortable with. And the Jets get a haul. I mean, I don't want to throw Francesor under the bus because enough people do, but I think his signing off on the radio on Friday was like, they'll never get 2 firsts for Jamal Adams, and then they get 2 firsts and a second for Jamal Adams. So that's tough. I'm not sending that at Francesa. A lot of people didn't think the Jets could get that package. So I know Louis Riddick, a guy I like on ESPN a lot, and it's kind of funny because it's what we do here at John Boy Media. It's not hot takes. We're just real. He's like, if you're the Jets, you got a ton of assets. Really cool. People love picks in the NFL. If you're the Seahawks, you just got one of the best defensive players in the league. So not a bad haul.
They're going for it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I think people want to make their takes a little hotter than they need to. It's a really nice package for the Jets. If Jamal Adams somehow, becomes a bum or doesn't play up to the level he's supposed to, the Jets are going to look real good. At the same time, when you draft players, you hope to get someone like Jamal Adams. So if the Jets miss on their draft picks, could come back at them a little bit.
Yeah, you would think with with Jamal Adams asking for a trade so publicly and all the other stuff. You thought he tanked his own value.
Right.
Maybe he's just that good that this is the tanked value price.
And we actually talked about it on Talking Sports a little bit, me, Bobby, and Keith, and they're bigger football guys than me. Go check that out if you want a deeper dive in it. But that was kind of my question, like, isn't he special? Like, his run-stopping numbers, his pass defense, even his pass rushing are all special across the board. And they just kind of said, yeah, but it's a safety. So, if he's special, he'll be special, and the trade will make sense for them. I think, BBD, that takes us to our bro of the night, and this one was such a layup. You and I, we were in the office yesterday watching the Yankees game, and then this happened, and we all looked at each other like, what? Ji-Man Choi, a guy who came up with the Yankees, and, he was kind of, the Yankees have had, good farm depth over the past few years, and there's always these extra guys that kind of come up, and I don't know. They don't get a ton of respect in Yankees land because there's always these stars, or you're either a giant prospect or you're a free agent or whoever it is. Ji-Man Choi was kind of a guy on the team who came up. He hits a home run yesterday. He came up with the Angels. He was on the Yanks for a little bit. Excuse me, G-Man. He became beloved in Yankees culture. Oh, that was producer John Boy out of the corner there. Ji-Man Choi hits a home run, which normally, not big news. He hit it righty, which, again, normally that's not the home run stance that people share. But was it his first at-bat righty? Or
his second. He struck out the first at-bat, then homered the next one.
So Ji-Man Choi, who's been in Major League Baseball for a few years, has now decided he's a switch hitter. And I haven't deep dove in the story yet. I don't know if he was struggling lefty on lefty or if he was getting sit or if he's always been hitting. This just blew me away, BBD, because when we interviewed Ian Happ this year, it was the first thing I asked him, because switch hitters fascinate me. Because not only do you have to be so good at baseball to just be crushing it, but then you have to tell yourself, hey, I'm going to do it from another side of the plate. So I always wonder when that happens. Is it high school? Is it AAU? Is it college? Is it later in life? Ji-Man Choi started hitting from the other side of the plate in Major League Baseball. I've never seen it before. He hits a home run. Pure insanity. G-Man gets it for me. BBD, who's your bro of the night? He's thinking.
Well, Jake, it's your show. You got first pick, of course.
Yeah.
And, my bro of the night is Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
He becomes the oldest player with a 7 RBI game since Jason Giambi in 2011.
Ooh.
2 homers. He just turned 40 recently. Just doing it as an old dude.
Yeah, man.
Gotta love that.
He's raking. Is he 41? Something like that?
Oh, it might be 41 now.
He's the Twins are dangerous. That lineup's so deep. Excited for them. Excited to talk to Trevor Plouffe later in the week on Talking Baseball so he can flex on them. Nelson Cruz is crazy. If you're a Baseball Reference page person, go check out Nelson's. Pretty wild to talk about. Good pick, BBD. Good pick. And then that brings us to our last thing. What are we watching for tonight? I think everyone who's a sports fan is watching this Marlins thing play out, so we'll see how that goes. What I had written down, BBD, was 4-game set. I didn't realize how many 4-game sets were going on, and this kind of goes into my speech I gave earlier, how, I think this was the first time after 3 games that no team was defeated or undefeated since, like, the 1950s or something like that. I genuinely think that's because it is the shortened season and teams were like, hey, we got to hunker down and get a win. Like, let's go. So we have some 4-game sets tonight. I think the A's and the Angels. And it just goes back to what I was saying about the Dodgers and the Giants before. Like, the difference between 2-1 this year and 2-2 in a normal year is just so different. So there's a bunch of 4-game sets. I got off the internet because we were having such internet struggles before. I think the Diamondbacks and the Padres are playing 4, which, again, like the Diamondbacks were down, I think, in the 8th inning, about to be, go 0-3, and now they can split this series today. So that's kind of what I'm watching with this baseball season. The Mariners and the Astros, they play their 4th game, so that's what I'm keeping an eye on tonight. What are you watching?
Yeah, the series that just started, or is about to start tonight, that I've got an eye on is Braves-Rays tonight. One of the because we've talked about how the in-division games matter so much more than the interleague games, but this is a kind of a rare interleague game that I'm very excited about this year, because Braves and Rays are both kind of high ceiling, high floor teams.
Yeah.
And they have Fultonevich and Glass now going.
A lot of gas.
A couple young guys who have been impressive, but also have room to prove themselves.
Right.
So
I like that
matchup. I like.
No, that's a fun game. That's and those are actually two fan bases that are kind of intermingled that you don't think about, because kind of if you look at Tampa and Atlanta and that MLB area. So yeah, the two teams that are 2-1 right now. That should be a fun series. I'm excited for that. Full MLB slate today. I think they're still doing some bubble practice games. Hockey comes back this weekend. Thank you for waking and jaking with us. Like I said before, go check out all the shows on the John Boy Media Network. Talking sports, talking Yanks, talking baseball, talking Giants, talking Knicks, Pinstripes, Strong, John Boy Jake TV. Thanks to all the tourists that came over from the morning show. That's on its new own YouTube channel as of now, and we were having some YouTube issues today, so that will be around live from the Roosevelt Studios. We thank you. We'll be doing this Monday through Friday. For producer BBD, myself, glad we got to Wake and Jake with you, and we'll see you later.
Hey, Jake's back and he's got his own show. He's on the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Wake and Jake in the morning, Wake and Jake at night. Jake sucks.